All right, guys, welcome back. Today's video is going to be the start to the series of the MK4 Fast and Furious Supra. Really excited about what we have going on here. So in our previous video, when we had Craig Lieberman here at the shop, he's the guy that we're going to be collaborating with to build this car. It's pretty much his old car. But if you have an opportunity, go to his channel at Fast Life and check out the very long-winded video. It's about an hour long, and it kind of goes into great detail about how that car came to be and the movies and how it was built. And today is the first day and the start of the actual build. Now, there's stuff we've done all week long on this car, and we're going to get into that right now in this video, so stay tuned and check it out.
Why do you got the bounce? Yank it. You want to do it? I did it last time. Nah, I can't get dirty. You keep talking about what you've done and
I'm telling you, man, I've done it all.
I'm here. I'm here.
Yeah. I've done it all.
I don't feel so bad now. I have a replacement. Yeah, I'm gonna write the name.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How did it go? Hey, man, I'm good at making.
Yeah, but okay, well, I told you to do it from this side. I did it the right way. You know, I hold it like this. Oh my God, okay, you win. Thank you. That's all I wanted to hear. Okay, you're welcome. Bye.
All right, so as you guys can see, we've already pulled the motor. So this was a 1JZ car, and it had a...
Well, it was an NA auto car, right?
Well, originally.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was an original... Did we decide it is, Alex, originally a manual car,
NA
right?
manual.
Oh,
So
sweet.
it was an original NA
Yeah.
manual car, and I'm talking super loud, and I just realized it.
When you grab the fender, all I pictured is when you do your radio voice.
All right, so it's half past 9. Yes, it's 53 degrees outside at 20
I was
minutes
like,
past the
I'm
hour.
not going to look at the
Request
camera
lines.
because I'm laughing inside. And
I got
was like,
my pleasure on the phone. So listen, Mike, I'm sorry, babe, but that's not on our playlist. And by the way, you sound great on the phone anyway.
I love it. I love it.
I don't even know what transmission was in it.
that
What
was
it?
a brand new R154 from Toyota with the tripod shifter. OEM brand new.
Oh,
Lot
really? It was
of
brand new.
new.
It still looks brand new.
I had no
Yeah.
idea. So
Yeah.
that has come out. We pulled headlights. You know, as you can see, we pulled the brake booster. It is torn down so that we could start cleaning this engine bay and preparing it for paint.
Well, I mean, disassembling the box, yeah.
No, this doesn't have like a main.
Just because there's a distribution thing.
There's still a lot more to do to this car. You know, we're pulling all the glass out of it, and Alex, what are we doing about the wheels? You know,
Well,
we have the wheels.
we have the
we're sourcing
wheels.
the
We have to
size.
figure out our front brake kit before we get started, so that way we can make the faces fit the new front kit.
Yeah.
Because they originally had that Steel and 6 AP Racing setup, almost unobtainable. The last guy that got one, it took him 5 years to find a set. We're not going that route. We're going to try to get it as close as possible with the piston design, and then replicate the placard and
That makes sense.
go that. But
Yeah.
we need that caliper to see how much it overhangs, because even the stock twin turbo caliper overhangs a ton. We couldn't even put NA Supra wheels on it because of the caliper.
How
overhang.
do we calculate that? Then you use a spacer?
Once we have the new brake kit caliper, then we'll already know, and then we can test fit the faces, because then we know that the face center, the deepness of it is correct, so we don't need to mess with that or move it or add to it.
Copy that.
And then we
Have
just
we
make
figured
new
out
lips.
have we figured out a brake kit that is similar looking?
AP Racing still makes a similar caliper, but not a kit for the Supra. So like I could piece together something. We just need to have somebody make the brackets to accommodate where we need it based on the rotor and all that. There's still the Brembo GT kit, there's a Stop Tech kit, and there's a Willwood kit, all 6 piston.
Oh.
But they don't have that same contoured like piston design.
The round circular.
Yeah.
Well,
and you could see like the nerves, like where it meets to bolt
maybe we could
together.
do something like Supra 6 instead of Stillin 6.
Right.
Or you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
change it just a little bit to make it
Yeah.
practical.
Now maybe it's a question. What do you remove? The middle part? What do you remove?
Yeah, there's a gate in there.
Right.
You knock it out. You know, it's much easier outside of the car. And then there's all the hoses, all the hoses for that, you know.
When we found this car, obviously it had the wrong engine in it, having a 1J. But since Alex was able to source a 2J that had some sludge in it, we got a decent deal on it. I mean, 2J motors they're off
Through the roof now.
Through the
Yeah,
roof.
gold.
I remember a few years back, they were what?
That's why they put a 1J in this.
Yeah, probably.
Oh,
The
yeah.
1J's probably at the time this car was built, the 1J they put in this was $1,000.
Yep.
Jeez.
$1,000.
Yep.
Harness, ECU, automatic trains.
Well, the engine,
Stupid.
the drivetrain we bought was an automatic twin
Right.
turbo. It was the correct engine out of a Supra,
Right.
but it was tied to an auto.
Yeah.
And so,
Yes.
what did we decide to do for the training?
So on that one, we're doing a brand new CD09, which we actually have here.
Oh, well, there it is.
In the wrapper.
Yeah,
haven't
brand new
even
from
seen this.
Nissan.
Haven't even seen this training.
Complete, comes with the shifter, tripod, and everything, which we're not using because we're switching everything to serial 9 from having to cut the bell housing, from having to
where I
cut the
put my
bell
motor.
housing for the serial 9 adapter, and then using their shifter tripod, which then actually mounts the shifter to this more
Brings it closer.
direct area, yeah,
Okay.
direct to the linkage.
Okay.
Okay.
But,
Isn't it interesting how this tripod design is so similar to the Getrag? Like how it has that,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
Like you wonder what Nissan was doing when they designed this. Did they
Yeah.
model it after that
Maybe.
ultimate transmission?
What about the training mount? Is there a custom training mount
It's
that's already
all
made?
from serial 9.
Oh, wow.
Everything, yeah.
Okay.
So the adapter, shifter mechanism, trans mount, their flywheel setup for a triple disc tilt-in,
Got it.
That's so
hydraulic
bad.
internal release bearing, yeah.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Big phone. Because I had it, probably now it'll come out. Porque I had it. Salí bien de acá, que se llega la transmisión de mata.
You good? Yep, up.
Up,
Fully out. Out.
it's fully out.
You good? Good job.
You want to talk about motor?
Yeah.
So, Alex, you got to tell us about this thing because you're the one that said, "Let's hey, get my water."
You get your oil cup out of here.
That's a
That's
really
an oily cup now.
Yeah, that's an
There's
expensive cup
oil
holder.
on the rim of that thing.
I just won't touch that part with my lips.
Lick it on camera.
Yeah.
We got lucky with this motor.
Yeah.
Well, in what sense? That it's not cracked.
That it's not, that is great. I mean,
Yeah.
it just needs a rebuild.
Well, and that was
Yeah.
the best part of it, right? It was just sludge.
Right. JDM of California provided this motor for us and said they'd cut us a great deal, being that it was going to be for the channel. They were on board with what we're building for the channel and with Craig Lieberman. So they gave us a hell of a deal on this motor. We tore it down. It was very sludgy. He did not lie about that. It was extremely sludgy in the head, in the pan, the bottom end, everything.
It
So
was pretty nasty.
it's the worst I've ever seen.
But the parts that mattered were clean.
Right.
The journals, all the areas.
The cylinder walls are
Yeah.
all good. It just needs a honing. We're gonna do
Well,
stock rings.
And that's a perfect example of why you should change your oil.
Oh, absolutely.
Routinely.
We're probably gonna have all the freeze plugs changed out. We're gonna sonic test the block, get it all hot tanked multiple times, try to like clean out as many of these coolant ports and all the oil ports out. We're doing everything as much OEM as possible in terms of the rebuild. Ordered everything from Toyota, still available, even OEM head gasket and everything, but from that point up, we're changing everything. So it's still using the Toyota OEM metal head gasket, but we're doing ARP studs, BC cams, BC valve springs, retainers, drift motion modified oil pumps, so that way it can
Nice.
rev higher.
Yeah.
What's this going to rev to?
I want it to rev to 8, just because it'll sound awesome.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't keep making power up there, we're not going to take it up there. We'll
So
see where the power band lies.
We're doing cams because
Yeah,
the
we're
JDM
doing-
cams are
Right.
Yeah.
The JDM cams are worse than the
Yeah.
US cams. So we're doing 272 stage 3 race cams from BC.
Nice.
We are going to keep the turbo parallel because that's essentially what Craig wanted to do to make it replicate his original car.
And then that fan shield.
Correct. So that the heat shield will cover like that whole back section. Even it goes almost to the firewall.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm not 100% sure on the turbo yet. I like what we did on our car, but that turbo is hard to get it to sit parallel with all manifolds just because it has water lines and the way everything has to sit. You have to clock it slightly sideways to get everything to clear. To get one to clear that's parallel, we need just an oil-driven turbo.
Got it.
So there's Precision 6266 Gen 2. It's rated for 800 horsepower, but the power band is very similar to what we did on our G30. It's just not water cooled.
Yeah.
So it'll make stupid power on the E85.
Do we have an intercooler? No, you haven't. picked
Not
it
yet.
up
We're gonna go with Gretty.
Okay.
Try to keep it
True
as
to the build.
nostalgic as
Yeah.
possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they still make the core.
All right.
I would just need to have Gretty make the tanks for it.
Yeah, this car's going to have functional working AC.
Yep.
It's going to have pretty much. We're going to leave the ABS in it.
Yep.
All right.
And a sick sound system.
Everything's gonna be
God.
brand new and fresh. That's why we wanted to go with the new 6-speed, do the full rebuild on this, so that way, whoever this car ends up with, it is all dialed.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's turnkey. That's the way.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, and done right. So.
Yeah, that's the issue that I have with doing the electronics in the car. Today's ECUs and gauge packages that are available,
Way advanced.
dude,
Comparison.
you no longer need a fighter jet full of gauges and electronic controllers to run.
Well, there's so much stuff
fueling
to
and
look at. I mean, I wouldn't.
It's insane.
If you're driving and you're really experiencing the drive, I mean, who has time to? Okay, which gauge do I look at?
That has 4 gauges now.
Yeah.
And I can't look at anything once you floor it.
Yeah, that's fine.
You're just looking ahead because it's like, holy shit, okay, where am I going?
So the intake side of this was all stock.
It was all stock, still had the ETCS throttle body, so like the traction control throttle body, but I don't know if it was polished or chrome, but whatever that was, we're going
Okay.
to
Yeah, I don't know.
replicate that.
It's got to be polished. I can't imagine someone sending that out to chrome.
Yeah, I don't.
Well, that's all cosmetics. We can
Right,
handle that.
which is
That's not a
fine,
big
but
deal.
then
Okay.
underneath we're doing like the radium fuel system because it's all plug and play.
Yeah.
Because they sell the whole kit for the Supra all the way into the trunk.
And
so.
it's clean and it's
Super
tight.
clean, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, where do we stand on the engine build?
So, as of right now, I ordered everything from Toyota last week from OEM Parts Source. That is also helping us out on this build. And that stuff should be coming in any day.
Sweet.
All the modified oil pump and some of the cylinder head stuff that I need is coming from Drift Motion because it's upgraded valve stem seals. I didn't want to just do the OEM ones. So that's coming sometime next week, hopefully. And then the block, head, cams, everything will go to the machine shop.
Well, they're going to hot tank this or do
Yeah,
whatever
they're going to hot tank it, change all the freeze plugs, hone
This
it.
thing needs to live in a hot tank for a couple of days.
for sure.
Yeah.
Especially even the cylinder head. It's so
Yeah.
nasty.
Okay. Craig's original car had so many gauges and so many aftermarket components attached to the dashboard, and that's 20 years ago. So it's getting really difficult to find all that stuff. But so far, so good. So what we've decided to do is focus on drivetrain, body paint, and then interior, kind of in that order, right? Of course, now when we're talking about drivetrain, I think it's safe to say we're going to include brakes, suspension. The original car, Craig's car, actually just had springs, lowering springs, and shocks. And I think what we're doing, right, we're going with coilovers. Just to
We're
play it
going to be
safe.
doing Feel 441 Plus coilovers on this, angle kit, and it's already got an LSD, so that's already set up. We are going to change some of the arms also in the back, just so we can get the alignment squared up like we're doing on our car, and really dial it in to drift it and do it right.
think you already found headlights.
I did. I ordered OEM stuff that I already bought. So I have OEM headlights coming in, windshield molding, this molding, belt molding, every rubber molding that's exterior that's available, I bought.
What about quarter windows?
I bought new quarter windows.
So the quarter windows come with the moldings
Correct.
attached. Okay, so we got new quarter. That's cool.
What I didn't get was just the door plastics because you have to order new handles and new mirrors to just get this plastic base.
No way.
So it's reconditionable.
Yeah.
And we're just gonna do that because it's just a waste.
Yeah.
So did Toyota do a, what do they, like a legacy parts line on this?
No,
Like
they still have everything.
so it's not, so it's new old stock still.
It's still available.
I think it's based on how many cars they produced, and let's. I mean, the reality is they're still making. Are they made these cars? Until what year?
93 to 98.
No,
in
2002.
Well, here,
Yeah.
98, right?
Yeah, 98.
And
yeah.
then Japan
And
all the
then
way
Japan
to
to
02.
02.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
So yeah, they can still order the stuff from
But there's
Japan
some
if
things you
there's
can't
overs.
get for this, like floor
Correct.
mats.
Oh,
They're gone.
Dash.
You can't get them anymore. Dash,
yeah,
right?
there's one left in the country
Yeah.
that we.
yeah. And how much is that?
It was, I think, like 1,500 or $2,000.
Really for a dash?
But it was the last one left.
We need to
OEM.
buy it right
Left
now.
No,
hand
it's
drive?
gone.
Oh.
Oh, it's gone.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
It was when we were looking at BAT.
okay. Yeah.
That car 6 months ago.
I mean, the car is going to be a lot of fun. You know, we have the wheels, we have the wing, we've got a few gauges. These are the correct taillights. The headlights, like Alex said, he's already ordered, and we're waiting for the body kit. It's probably still on the water.
Probably still in the water. Pretty sure.
With everyone else.
With everyone else's stuff. It's sitting there waiting to be unloaded, and hopefully we'll have that body kit here soon. The idea for us is to kind of point out what we're doing and how we're doing it, and really kind of go into the details of how hard it's been locating all of these parts, because that actually sometimes is more frustrating than actually installing the components on a car. It's just sourcing them. And so the older these cars get, the harder it gets to find these parts. So it'll be fun having you guys tune in. If you're interested, this is going to be a great little series for you guys to see what it's like to replicate something that's had a lot of screen time.
If they pull the fenders, bumpers, and all this stuff off, I could probably depin and mark. I did that on my wagon.
Oh,
I depinned my chassis harness to empty the bay out.
Got it.
Did it have this muddy water in the?
Yeah, that's the coolant.
Oh, not in the oil, but.
Where did we leave off? 4.
All right, so don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you think about us rebuilding a new Mark IV replica Fast and Furious Supra, and stay tuned for the next video.